केजरीवाल ने बच्चों की कसम खाई थी, भ्रष्टाचारी कांग्रेस के साथ नहीं जाऊंगा। मार्लिना ने बाप बदल दिया, पहले मार्लिना थी, अब सिंह हो गई।
मेरे पिताजी जिंदगी भर शिक्षक रहे। आज वो 80 साल के हो गए हैं। वो इतने बीमार रहते हैं कि बिना सहारे के चल नहीं पाते हैं। चुनाव के लिए इतनी घटिया हरकत करेंगे? कैसे बुजुर्ग व्यक्ति को गालियां देने पे उतर आएंगे?
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of One Take this week, and this time we're going to be talking about women. Well, not really in the sense that we talk about, because this raises a larger question regarding the asli situation as far as women empowerment is concerned. And the question I'm asking you this week is that why is it that every time there's an election round the corner, it has now become almost a new normal to attack women leaders? Does it really pay or does it boomerang? Let's just step back in history, but not too far back. In 2004, I remember when Sonia Gandhi had decided that there is going to be a UPA coalition and it's time to take on then the powerful Vajpayee juggernaut. I remember the kind of barbs that she started facing as she went from area to area campaigning, reaching out to potential allies. From being called a foreigner to someone who does not understand politics, from making fun of her accent, about her dressing style and her Hindi, and there were some personal attacks on her, labeling her as a widow who had eaten up her husband's life. Yes, those were those strong words which were used. It is at that point of time another woman, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, who is now a member of parliament from Wayanad, who had stepped in to strongly defend her mother. And Rahul Gandhi also did so, because I remember in one of the multiple interactions he told us, my mother's blood is not foreign, she is very much Indian. Rest is history. It is these comments which came in from the then BJP leader like Vinay Katiyar, calling her Jersey cow and so on and so forth, which seemed to have boomeranged and worked with the large number of women voters. It whipped up a sympathy for her, and that is what whipped up the numbers for the Congress party. Not the first time, but also the second time round. Let's go to recent times, West Bengal elections. Remember those attacks which came in on Mamata Banerjee, her fractured foot, Suvendu Adhikari, many memes being made on her, they were making fun of her. Some of them like Dilip Ghosh talked about her in a bikini and so on and so forth. But then the Trinamool Congress hit back. Several animation films were released where she was portrayed as a tigress or Ma Durga, who was hitting out at all the cowards, the wolves, and obviously over here it was being interpreted to mean the BJP. She came back to power, but with a larger number. The BJP had to eat humble pie. Yet another case on where an attack on a woman had seemed to have boomeranged for a political party, in this case of course being the BJP. Mayawati, remember? The attacks on her, making fun of her, her cropped hair, carrying her bag, the way she wore solitaires. But she proved herself time and again, till recently of course, that she was a woman who was a force to reckon with. Jayalalithaa, remember? Karunanidhi, the DMK leaders would make fun of her, her legacy, her years as an actor, and they cast aspersions on her moral character, so on and so forth. But as long as she was alive, she was certainly someone who could not be touched and fallen down as far as the DMK was concerned. But why am I talking about this again? That is because we are here at the threshold of yet another elections, and there's a lot of controversy which has now been triggered off over Ramesh Bidhuri's comments. First over Atishi Marlina, the second over Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. As expected,
अलकाजी भी सुधार कैंप के सामने वाली, बराबर वाली, अंदर वाली, सारी की सारी सड़कें Priyanka Gandhi के गाल जैसे जरूर बना देंगे.
Very strong rebuttals and responses coming in from the AAP as well as from the Congress party. And this is the question which I'm now asking this week is that why do the politicians do this? Does it really work? Does it help? But does it more importantly have a deep impact on the overall picture of the political party he or she belongs to? For example, the BJP. We know that BJP has emphasized a lot on Nari Shakti, women empowerment, and the women voters have really clicked for the BJP. whether it was UP elections, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, one woman SOP after another being announced. So it's not that the BJP or any political party does not understand the power of a Nari Shakti. You look at any election, whether it's AAP in Delhi, whether it's the Congress, whether it's the BJP, all of them are announcing money directly into accounts of women, calling them Nari Shakti. But what is it that their leaders cannot be reined in? And the longer time they take to decide on what action should be taken. Remember, in the case of Bhushan also, we saw there's so much of uproar which had taken place. But the longer time a political party takes in taking action, it not only has a deep impact, possibly immediately over the electoral results, but on the larger narrative about how women-friendly is that political party. For example, the Congress and the AAP is raising question marks over the BJP's list. As far as Delhi elections go, say you may tom-tom and talk about Nari Shakti, but how many women have been given a ticket? And if Mr. Bidhuri gets away, not once but two, he seems to be a habitual offender, yet he has been given a ticket. He made those comments against Atishi, then he talked about Priyanka Gandhi, Vadra, and no one seems to be blinking an eyelid as far as the BJP is concerned. How can we then believe that the BJP actually believes in women empowerment? But then I go back to the question I began for. Does it really boomerang? Well, yes, to a very great extent, and I've cited you examples in the past. For example, of Mamata Banerjee, whether Sonia Gandhi, Mayawati or Jayalalithaa. But at the end of the day, what also matters is your base on the ground. The jury still out is whether these kind of languages actually boomerangs. Now, we'll have to wait some time for the Delhi electoral results to come in. But Mr. Bidhuri's comments, will it have an impact? Now, if he loses the election, can the blame be put only on the comments he made against the two women leaders who are contesting from the same constituency? Or were there other ground factors as well? Which is why in this case, the jury will be still out. But as a political reporter or as a political observer, the larger question which needs to be answered is, and raised, is that while it's okay that you take pot shots at each other during elections, some harsh language is often used, but does it have to be against a woman? Why do you make personal attacks? Isn't that where the line needs to be drawn? For example, in this case, there is an election commission. Of course, the EC will say the model code of conduct was not already in action, but the EC can also suo moto reprimand a candidate. Why has not that been done? I leave you with this question. When will this stop? And why is it that our politicians always use women as that bouncing board to make a political point? And where is this entire talk of Nari Shakti heading? Thank you so much, and do give in your responses on the social media timeline once again.